Welcome to Keith and the Girl. I'm Keith Malley,
I'm Hamda.
and I'm the winner of Silent Trailers, the greatest game show ever made, and it feels good. The first game of 2023. How are ya?
I was nervous for you.
Me too. Me too. Right away, it really looked like something was up. Right, I was pew pew pew, but then they didn't give up, which usually they do. Usually the comedians shin on each other, it fucks with their heads, and that's how I keep it going. But they rallied back.
Yeah, it was down to the final guess between you and Rod, which I feel like Rod was ready for. He knew it, but not ready enough.
Thank you very much.
Congratulations.
I like when we explain the rules to people. We say, don't look in the chat where other people are rating, of course. Then they go, I'm going to guess this. Is it? No. Oh, that's what the chat told me. I'm like, they get so caught up. They can't help but telling themselves. It's very exciting. Also, make sure I say this. Kenda won poker #1, our last poker thing every Wednesday, keithandthegirl.com/chat, 8 p.m. Eastern time. About then we show up and we play some free poker. But
Let me
doesn't
tell you
stop us
something.
from gloating when I say free.
Oh, yeah. It's totally free. But when you're the winner, you get to make all the faces, all the voguing styles. You get to say whatever you want for the next 5 minutes. Now, nobody has to listen and somebody could mute you. But I won and I'm going to say, woot, woot. You guys are very difficult to play against. And I'm very proud of myself. And usually Xerxes hears for the next 24 hours. You remember when I won poker? That's what he gets. Possibly for the next week.
Well, congrats to us. We really are the best. Today's guest from the podcast, Jordan Jesse, go. It's Jordan Morris. Hello, Jordan.
Hi. I know I didn't win at poker, but can I vogue too?
Yes, as long as we're both doing the worst voguing, which we are, which is great.
I think our voguing is great. I've had it with this negative self-talk. I'm a great voguer. You're a great voguer. Keith, I'm sure if he chose to vogue, he would be wonderful at it.
Oh, so now we all get participation trophies for our bullshit.
Yeah, that's right.
I see.
I'm a classic snowflake. I just want everyone to have a participation trophy.
It's just interesting. I'm the only one who has been to a Madonna concert, and you guys are all voguing. It's just interesting.
That is a true fan calling out us casuals.
Yeah, I didn't think that Keith would pull out the "I had to go on a date one time" card. I mean, wow, right up top.
Did you choose this Madonna concert, or was it a like?
It might not have been on my radar necessarily, but to learn about other culture, know.
He thinks he's wearing a Madonna concert T-shirt right now. Okay, he's wearing a MailChimp T-shirt that he's been wearing all week. You can see it on YouTube.
Madonna, the Vogue tour sponsored by MailChimp. How was it? What era of Madonna was this? And did you like it?
This was Madam X.
Okay.
Totally new personality. This one's seductressy.
Ooh. As opposed to that frumpy, prudish Madonna that we had before. Finally,
this one'll take you places you don't know if your libido can handle. You're still taught to express yourself. Do not repress yourself.
Good.
That theme carried over.
It's a value we can all get on board
with.
Sure.
Take a holiday when you can.
Mm-hmm. Should Papa's preach?
Papa was preaching again.
Great question.
So really, it doesn't matter what era. It's the songs you know, and that was the era.
They're timeless.
Yeah. What was Cone Tits Madonna? I'm sure she wore that as a throwback for a second. Yeah. You can't roll on a bed normal. She did roll on a bed.
She did?
Of course she did. Do you know how big that fucking bed is?
These are as iconic as the songs themselves. You want to see conical breasts. You want to see seductive bed rolling. This is just part of seeing Madonna live. It's part of the experience.
Now she is having a tour before she passes away. So now's the time. Huh?
What?
Well, that's what she's hinting at.
She's like just a few years older than us, I'm pretty sure. Before she passes away.
They keep acting like it's the final tours. That's what they're acting like.
I see. Okay.
Do you think because I think that's what they said kind of about Bowie, is that Bowie knew. Like Bowie, knew something was up. He had a diagnosis maybe that he was keeping a secret, and then like planted all sorts of little clues in his final album that kind of he knew his time was up. Are you suggesting this is kind of the deal with Madonna?
How did he die? How many clues can there be?
Good. We have reached the extent of my knowledge about this issue. I cannot offer any other information.
Is in the garage. How did this guy die?
I don't know. I shouldn't have brought it up.
I think in the sense that we all know we're going to die soon, whatever time means to you, because in a million years, this would have been soon, But
That's a great point. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you for getting me out of this hole I dug for myself by presenting a little piece of music trivia that I could not follow up with more information.
Did you hear the big news that the detective John Munch has passed away? Probably the greatest New York or Baltimore detective we've ever had, wherever he's from, right? You can look him up, Henda. You might recognize him.
You know
Johnny
what?
Munch.
I didn't know who it was, but I did see that person in my timeline, and I assumed that's who we were R.I.P.ing on social media in the past 24 hours.
There he is.
I never watched shows that he was on, but he seemed like a cool dude.
I think that was the only show. Like, he was on many shows, but he was always Detective Munch. I'm talking about Richard Belzer, of course, died at 78. How'd he die? How'd he die? He stopped getting married and his heart couldn't take it. The character, it's okay to say.
You know what? There were clues. Like his 77th birthday, his 78th birthday.
He knew it was coming.
Yeah. We don't know the cause of death yet. Apparently, his final words were to a friend of his, and he said, "Fuck you, motherfucker," and that's how he went out. Isn't that?
Oh, good on you.
That's a beautiful story.
You think you could come up with better words than "fuck you, motherfucker"? No, come on. Maybe sit on it and rotate. Oh, if those are my final words. Come on. What else? What are you going to say? Peace on earth? We get it.
The McRib is back. Just say something kind of random.
McRib is back.
People are wondering, what did he mean? What's that McRib thing about?
I'm going to shrug and go, it figures.
It figures. Mondays, huh?
Yeah.
It only works if you're dying on a Monday. Although I guess,
No, come on. You could just say it on a Wednesday and then go, what is time?
Yeah. You could do
and I only had one more episode.
You could do some kind of like Marvel kind of style quipping. You could go like, well, that happened.
Belzer appeared as Munch on...
Nope.
You're kidding me. Belzer appeared as Munch on numerous other shows, including Arrested Development, 30 Rock, but also The Wire. So I'm assuming, I didn't see this, I'm assuming he took it seriously playing another detective in The Wire. Did people find that corny?
I think that what I have heard, and again, this is a Bowie thing where I don't have a ton of information about this, but have casually...
we know we can't have follow-up questions to your pop culture.
Just let me say it and then move on.
Okay.
That like he played that character in all of these shows, so there is a kind of a multiverse or a kind of a theory that his character suggests that all of these shows take place in one cohesive universe. So like The Wire is in the same world as 30 Rock because that character traveled from show to show. Anyway.
Who owns that universe? The Jews?
Richard Belzer's character was Jewish. I don't know if he was.
Okay, yeah. It's all
in People magazine back in 1993, they put this in between like facts about him, but they don't delve into it at all. I had to make my mom laugh or I'd get my ass kicked, he said in 1993. Well, that's a beautiful story. And then he became a comic.
Yeah, we used to say shit like that like it was regular. Luckily I was funny or I would have died. Anyway.
That generation is totally the master of tells a depressing story like it's funny.
Yes.
Yeah, whether they're telling it funny or not, they're like,
right.
And waka waka, no follow-up questions. Thank you.
Sure. I brought home a B on my paper and my dad pushed me down the stairs.
I know the first place I ever did stand-up was at the Monkey's Paw in New York. It's closed now. Okay. And Belzer and a comic named Randy Credico owned it. And I only saw Richard Belzer like once or twice. I saw his partner. They're both huge conspiracy theorists. Their stand-up at the time was going on stage and going through the paper and telling me how it's all bullshit. I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
Stop
all right,
it.
and it's intimate. There were only like 3 of us, waiting for stage time. But you let them talk about UFOs and shit. You get your stage time.
Did they do the whole paper? Like, did they go and like read Marmaduke and talk about how like that was a conspiracy? Like,
No, but you got something crazy. You got like maybe there was an advertisement that really was from the government.
right?
That'd be a fun surprise.
The Sears bra ad.
Yes.
Holy shit, Keith. That's kind of huge, right? And it
funny.
wasn't the time of like we can videotape people on our phones, or even if you if you even had a phone in your pocket. Imagine he walked into an open mic now. I mean, he's dead, so it would be crazy. Do we have the right phone for that?
Now people aren't sure what comics did or didn't do. How can they be canceled? You got Richard Belzer coming out after the dead.
Right. It kind of has to be like an oral tradition canceling.
Right.
Like you pass down the story of someone's problematic joke, and then your children passed it down, and then eventually you could cancel someone retroactively.
That was the stand-up place. I didn't know how you got into it. Didn't sound like you went to college to get into stand-up. So I went to a regular booked show and then asked, "Can I go on after everybody?" I thought that's what you did. And the dude that was hosting it was, I think he waited for me to give up, and I didn't, and then he let me go on dead last.
But
and
you were right. You were right. You weren't
it worked.
wrong. Yeah.
Right. Correct.
That is how it worked. You're playing chicken all day in entertainment.
But
you quit
right.
yet?
It's all about confidence. It's about gall. It's about having nads.
He did look at me like
the
gall.
What you want.
You want a what? Yeah. And then he's probably like almost about to let me. Then I probably say something stupid like, "I'm very excited for my first time," and then, but somehow he let me perform. And there were probably a total of 5 people in the audience. One was asleep, but didn't make too much noise, so that wasn't really a bother. And
he wasn't a light sleeper,
right? And it felt good. Which, by the way,
what was your opening line? Sorry.
I don't know, but I know one of the jokes was reading in the paper about marijuana studies called 1-800 this, and I'm like, who the fuck doesn't? How about cocaine studies? And everybody loves them. Blah 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 blah. Now
that's solid.
It was
solid.
Yeah, that's solid. That's solid.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not like the audience that you had.
No, you wouldn't get it. You wouldn't get it.
No, I'm awake. So
right. Well, it's like, what do they talk about after the studies? All the nurses still paranoid. Yeah, still paranoid.
You're not in the stand-up show specifically to get out of the cold,
right? So that's Hunter's fault, not mine. Belzer was known about his conspiracy theories. True. Rating 4 different books on his belief. He was also regular on the Alex Jones show. Oh boy! Once referring to Boston Marathon bombing as a false flag. Munch! We could have stopped 3 minutes earlier.
It's a shame when you get to that end of the obituary.
Right.
Like, usually, maybe if you want to have a pristine version of this person in your mind, maybe just do the first 2 paragraphs.
Put in something else then. How about his mom beat him sometimes? Okay, but right acute.
Okay, yeah, that's funny. Yeah, it is interesting how like the conspiracy theory, like, I think before recent times it was the zone of the like far lefty person who's like the government's against us, and now it is the far right wing. So yeah, anyone who like believes in UFOs and Bigfoots and stuff also is probably a QAnon weirdo. It's a shame. I as a left-leaning person, I would like to believe in some crazy shit, but I just don't.
It just bothers me that these people are detectives.
Right? Yeah, that too.
Do you think this all starts with Santa Claus, and then you find out Santa Claus isn't real, and you're like, but can I have some other fake shit to hold on to? And then it's like the first thing that you see, so it's just. Okay, now 9/11 is fake. If Santa's fake, then my whole world is like, maybe people are just not getting over their childhoods deeper than we know. That's my conspiracy theory.
If the government was able to instigate some sort of real Santa, then do you think people would kind of course correct and go, "Oh yeah, okay, well maybe I should stop believing that the Jews run the media because they're Santa"?
Well, everybody's talking about UFOs now. It didn't help that Santa Claus was our very first UFO.
Great point.
You know?
Great point.
That's going to be a hard one to convince people, even
Yeah.
if they say it's silly now.
Listen, we were all taken to the North Pole and probed, right?
Yeah. We had to go to bed early. That's why I don't believe in UFOs. We had to go
Right.
to bed early. You fucking weirdos were 2 years old and you saw something in the sky. And now every balloon is a fucking who knows. When he asked, let's see, he was with Hulk Hogan days before WrestleMania. He asked Hogan to show him one of his signature moves. So Hogan put Belzer in a chin lock, which caused him to pass out. When Hogan finally released him, Belzer hit his head on the floor, sustaining a laceration on the scalp. He sued Hogan for $5 million. They settled out of court.
What did they settle for? Do we know?
I don't know.
No follow-up question.
What a
Probably
weird
like a
thing
Hulk
to be in
Hogan
an
shirt.
Obituary.
Yeah, it's weird to put in an obituary, you think?
A little.
And he banged his head a couple times. He also had testicular cancer at the end.
Keith, why'd you
rich
make that
life.
funny? That's not
What
funny.
a rich life. Hulk Hogan choked him out. He was on Alex Jones, and then he got testicular cancer and died.
Okay,
that's
but
that's a life. One life.
If it was me and Keith just read my obituary and then added that that Hulk Hogan made me hit my head, I would be happy about that, because you just said about my stupid ideas on stupid Alex Jones's show and the stuff that I wrote books about. So at least I hit my head and I have an excuse.
That's what they should have said. He also referred to the Boston Marathon bombing as a false flag event. He also hit his head hard.
Yeah, I guess any public figure that kind of goes crazy like that, we just go back in their past and see if they were ever choked out by Hulk Hogan, and that probably explains why they went wacko.
Ice-T says, "Oh, so he's dead then." Ice-T's always a character that explains it to the audience. So okay. Belzer's character was mentioned in an episode of Law and Order SVU when Ice-T's character talked about his old partner. He said that Munch had gone back to Baltimore, where Homicide: Life on the Street took place, that he was in, and he opened a bar and was happily married. That's just an exposition they threw out there. So
Ice-T
you
said,
feel good.
I can't believe I knew a dork like that. I'm Ice-T.
Right.
Ice, you got to stay in character. You can't keep saying I'm Ice-T and looking in the camera and saying hello to Coco. You're a character.
I don't really listen to this motherfucker, right? Got the action means.
He's the director.
I know it's hard to tell rappers action because you keep ad-libbing everything and you go about the bass and the snare and they keep it in. But when I say action, you got to do just what I told you to read.
Excuse me, I'm Ice-T. Who do I complain to? A bunch of white people keep telling me what to do.
You know what? Do whatever. Go ahead, riff. Keep saying your own name.
Belzer played Munch on 11 different shows over the course of 22 years.
Wow.
Beautiful.
Whoever wrote Munch should be proud. Like, they never mentioned that. Somebody wrote.
That is interesting.
Who's the pun maker that tells these detectives all those puns? You know?
Somebody bought into the Munch brand, right? It wasn't only this guy who made it. It was the guy who wrote the corny jokes or the lines or whatever.
Is it another shooting at a McDonald's? It's like, and I think they wanted a Happy Meal, babe. He's like, oh, who writes for you guys? Who writes for you guys?
Ding, 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 ding.
Yeah. Good, same thing. A Florida woman pointed a loaded gun at terrified McDonald's workers over a dispute over a free cookie. Yeah, let me tell you something. The customer at these they are always right because they have guns and swords and knives and axes. These customers at fast food restaurants, believe me, they're always right. They tell you there's a free cookie deal. There is one. I wouldn't be surprised there's a free my backpack deal. Okay. Right. Happily, it's yours. I didn't know where you heard about it.
It is take a shit in the ball pit day, jittery meth head. Yes. You bought a small.
Oh, I forgot. Yeah.
You bought a small Coke. So go ahead and take a shit in the ball pit.
Our bathroom is your bathroom. You're a
holding
patron.
an alligator.
You're so nice to bring us bed bugs. Feel free to.
But my mom, what a lovely foreigner she was, really, she came to this beautiful country, not knowing a word of English. But when she used to go to major department stores, I'm talking about Bloomingdale's, Macy's, the hits, right? In the big Manhattan city, she would go up to the cosmetic counters and say, "You're giving out a free gift. I would like it. And they would go, no, we're not. And she goes, I know you have something back there. And
Wow.
and you know what? It worked. They'd be like, one time I saw her do it. It's always embarrassing, but it always works out for her. One time I saw her doing it, and this woman was like, we did have this promotion for a CD. She goes, I'll take it. I'm like, Mom, what music is that? What music do you listen to? Do you even care about this CD? She goes, there's a free item behind that counter, and they need to give it to me.
Mhm.
So
I will be listening to this Guar CD out of principle.
So
I'm
I'm thinking
out
like,
a Guar CD at a makeup counter, but
yeah, so maybe she's the person who also goes to McDonald's and goes, a free cookie. And they're like, just fucking sure, free cookie, whatever. Get out of my face.
But isn't this a similar kind of confidence that got Keith that stage time at the Monkey's Paw? That just like go in, say what you want, be very
Yes.
clear about it, and usually people will give it to you. I don't know.
Yes,
I think
and
we're
they're
all learning a lot today.
They're both always right, and they're both despised by me. So it's like, what do? You have options.
We're both right, but more people don't do it. But we're right.
Yeah.
Let's see, a staffer at this McDonald's eventually gave her a cookie, but it wasn't enough. Well, of course it's not. Of course now it's not enough. We got a problem now.
Oh.
Yeah. They took too long. And so the person pulled out a handgun, loaded it, pointed it at the drive-thru worker. They tried to lock the doors, but somehow this person was fast enough, made it inside, assaulted a male worker. I'm not sure what that means, before cops arrived and arrested her.
I'm sorry. You had time to take out your gun, load it,
point it,
come into the place.
Yeah.
Yeah, while this altercation started in the drive-thru, this required going around, parking, loading the gun. Like, this was not a crime of passion. This was premeditated.
Right.
That's
This
so
is
many
what
steps.
the woman's 24 years old. This is another thing she complains about. They were not quick.
Right.
And that's
That I even got in should be, I'm right.
At least get a cookie. At least get a Blizzard out of the deal.
Mm.
Well, that's
At
what she
least-
demanded next. But
Oh,
she doesn't
right,
take
okay.
advantage. Just give me the cookie I should have. Okay, now we got a problem. Now you make
You
me
know-
sound like an asshole. I'll take a Blizzard too.
The real irony is it was taking too long, but going in, now it's going to take longer. Now the cops are
Mhm.
here. It's going to take even longer.
Yeah, but you can use the bathroom while you go in.
That's true. That's
And
true.
McDonald's has Wi-Fi, so if you want to like respond to some emails.
An Alaska woman admitted to killing a best friend after being catfished by an online stranger who said he'd pay $9 million if she sent photos and videos of the crime.
That's what you do to your best friend? You don't fake out this other guy and pretend you're dead? You actually kill your best friend? Was he asking to kill the best friend?
Yeah, you had to tell me who the best friend was, and then killed them.
So wait, so is this like a just a creative way to do a hit? Like I'll
Let's
pretend
see.
to be this person and then call the hit on the person that I wish was dead. and then
Denali
go,
Bremer,
"Gotcha."
Denali 22, pled guilty to first-degree murder of killing Cynthia 19 in Alaska. Bremer, the murderer, was 18 when she and two other teens were catfished. I guess that means that he didn't have $9 million. Were catfished by a man online who pretended to be a millionaire and convinced them to sexually assault and kill the other woman. Court documents say that this guy, 21, what's his name? Darren, posed online as a multimillionaire named Tyler. I can see that.
Checks out. Okay.
Checks at Tyler. I wouldn't have believed that,
So far.
a Darren. Offered $9 million for the rape and murder of someone in Alaska, and told the teens to send him photos and videos of the crime.
Wait, of someone? Just anyone?
Oh my god.
That's what it sounds like. I don't mind who
Yeah,
it is. I just got to
smart.
see it.
Yeah. This makes send feet pics positively adorable in comparison.
Are these guys idiots? Take out the ketchup. What the hell?
Right. Denali
Yeah,
Bremer.
if you're just looking for pics, you can fake a murder pretty easy with
Come on.
grainy camera phone footage.
The iPhone camera, I mean, you could shoot movies according to the big billboards in airports. This was shot on iPhone. Sure. Murder too.
The killer and her 2 accomplices. So she did get 2 other people into. She's like, "Can I bring other people into it?" Yeah, sure. Her 2 alleged accomplices carried out the planned attack on June 2019, luring this woman under the guise of a friendly hike. Hoffman had thought of Hoffman's the one that was killed. Hoffman had thought of Bremer, the murderer, as her best friend, according to court documents. The teens bound Hoffman, duct taped her hands, feet, and mouth before shooting her in the back of the head with a 9mm handgun. The group sent numerous Snapchat videos and pictures to the guy on the phone at his directive throughout the duration of the event before pushing the woman into a river where she was found.
Three adults are this psychotic together? Not one person snapped out of it for 5 seconds to go, this human is bound here and we have a 9mm? 3 people were able to do this?
Well, between this and that movie we just saw, Don't Pick Up the Phone, where these managers and adults and other people will be like, "Oh, you're a cop? Oh, and I have to get this woman naked and see if she hid money in her orifices until you come here." Okay, I mean, it's a big responsibility, these fast food jobs.
Don't go on hikes.
The world's nuts.
This is an indictment about hikes.
Oh boy. Who asked you to go on a hike recently and you're trying to get out of it? Yeah. Hikes are dangerous.
Sorry. Yeah, I'm not hiking anymore.
Just send them this article when they try to get you to hike. Right. No, it's romantic, honey. No, it's not. Look at this. She thought it was best friends. Do people know what best friend means? And by the way, it's very interesting that in the court documents, the one who's dead considered the other one the best friend.
Right.
Like, did they read her diary? This sounds like they got this person off Craigslist. Why is this?
You know how they got the main murderer? You know, they got her really in trouble is because her ego. She wanted to say that everybody thought of her as the best friend. It's like, but you would admit that this dead woman, she would have thought you were the coolest and best, right? Yeah. Okay. That's 5 more years, but okay. Thank you.
It does, like, I feel like, you know, COVID kind of gave everybody an automatic excuse that gets you out of all plans. Like, I would love to, but you know, we're trying to be careful of COVID. And then you don't have to do the like dinner or the bar birthday or, you know, see the movie you don't want to see. But yeah, now I think we have a great out for all hikes, all outdoor activities. Just go like, oh, sorry, you know, we're trying to be safe.
Could you even picture your kid kills someone because they had a phone call for $9 million, and then they do their time, of course, and they come back home, regroup? Can you even picture that? I can't. No. Maybe it changes once you see something that looks like you, but man, I cannot even picture it.
I'm going to blame you as the parent, Keith. This is your kid. Yeah, I know that we want to believe it's not, but if they just turned 18, you gave them most of that information.
That you could.
How did your kid with these other 2 kids? The murder takes a while.
I'm just shocked.
Who bought the duct tape? These fucking morons. And then what? Why are you such a moron about it? At least kill right. Where did I go wrong as a parent? This is how you murder someone? Did you go to school?
I blame myself for 5 minutes, but then that's it. You're done.
Did you watch a show about murder ever? A movie? If you watch one show or movie about, I mean, you're gagging this person and putting it on the internet, and now you're going to get away with having $9 million in your account randomly? I don't understand. Like, what do you think laundering money means?
$9 million. That also something like, they didn't think out.
In a movie, when people get money and they go, I have to launder this, do they just think they have to do laundry for a day? Like, I've never talked to really anybody in the CIA, the FBI. I hardly met cops. You know what I mean? Like, I don't have these buddies where I have insider information on how to murder someone right. And I don't even watch enough movies. We did a game show around it. And yet I know You don't videotape yourself with 2 other idiots and then put $9 million in your account and get away with literal murder.
I would be
I'm
more
just-
upset that my kids were so stupid instead of being
Yes.
so evil.
Yes,
Well,
yes,
and they're
because
still using
murder, we have jail
Snapchat,
for
too.
that. What?
And they're still using Snapchat. That's like an old ass app, right?
Because they think they're safe on it, like morons. I raised a moron.
Oh yeah.
If you, I mean, I would like to think my kids would be better killers than that. Please. What did
Although,
I
where
do
you
here?
Mm-hmm.
gonna learn? I'm hearing. Here's a story. Miami preschool put 2-year-olds in blackface for Black History Month.
Miami.
Are these the people who are teaching how to murder? Because this checks out. You're an
Uh,
idiot.
Is this
Parents
too-
found out that
I
on
know it's-
February. Go ahead. What were you saying, Jordan?
Oh, I know it's cliche at this point, but is this 2 Florida stories? Is
It is. It seems to be.
I know,
It seems to be.
You know, old observation, but you know what's going on in Florida. Anyway,
I think
Parents-
it was the
Let's see. There's a preschool and daycare facilities. They put these 2-year-old kids in blackface. One mom let another mom know. She says pictures of at least 2 toddlers, says this one mom, in blackface were posted by a teacher on the school's internal app. As you can imagine, these pictures started circulating, showing 2-year-old kids dressed in police and construction worker costumes with dark makeup plastered on their faces.
police
This
and
one,
construction worker outfits.
Mhm.
they put them in outfits.
That's not the weirdest part about that, but it is weird.
I guess to show, look, you're an adult, and now you're in blackface.
I'm going to ask this weird question, and there's no answer for it. It's the dumbest question I could ask. Why?
Right. Let's see. A woman of one of the kids brought it up to the preschool's director to express her outrage, but the director downplayed the nature of it, saying, well, "You're saying it's racist. Why? Tell me how."
Oh my gosh.
Afterwards, the
Teach
same
me.
right. Right. Just say how and why what you're doing. Let's see. Then they sent a letter to the parents of the school saying, "We didn't intend to offend anyone. We're sorry about any inconvenience." How did you think this could go? Even if you don't know
We're sorry
what
if it was
blackface
hard
is,
to wash off.
right? Don't you like you're told you don't do it, right? Doesn't everybody know you don't do it?
Yeah,
I'll
it
tell you-
seems like when you're Justin Trudeau's, etc., get caught
Right.
doing this, right? The excuse always seems to be some version of like, I was celebrating Michael Jackson. I was celebrating, you know, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, and that's why I put on blackface because I wanted to honor them. I don't know if there was an element of that here of like, oh, it's Black History Month, so we want to like honor the great policemen and construction workers of color that we know. Yeah, like
You're
they weren't-
John. You're
I guess-
Steve.
Yeah, I guess if it, you know, and again, there's like no world where this is okay. This is horrible, no matter how you slice it. But like, I could at least see a little bit of logic in this morons, you know, reasoning.
Mhm.
If it was like we are dressing the kids up like, you know, Serena Williams or George Washington Carver or something like the we're dressing them up like, yeah. Anyways, I mean, obviously it's all supremely fucked up, but like,
Like, does
It's
your
so
partner
strange.
is she putting like shoe polish in her purse? And you're like, oh, what's that for, honey? We're gonna do some blackface in the school, I think. Okay. I mean, I didn't go to school for
Yeah.
it, so I guess you know what you're doing.
Let me tell you something. I face painted kids for about 12, 13 years. I'm not kidding. I was a kids' party entertainer. One of the things that I regularly did was paint kids' faces. You cannot just paint a kid's face. Even kids know that. Kids will go, let me find out if I'm allowed. Then parents will come up to you and say, is this oil-based? Is it water-based? And you have to know all about your equipment. You don't just take shoe polish and put it on a 2-year-old's face. I don't remember in my entire face painting career, I could probably count how many people allowed their 2-year-old and younger to even get paint on their face. They usually give me their hand. There is so much. I understand that all of this is race and that's different, but even to not know just the face painting aspect of it, just you're covering my 2-year-old's face with something,
Right.
to be like next level extra, 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 extra about it. You're so stupid. Why are you even around 2-year-olds?
We wanted to let all the parents know that we met on Friday afternoon with all the teachers and staff. What kind of meeting is this? If everybody but the one teacher isn't going, what the fuck? We went over several ethical and multicultural education points. I'd love to hear those. I'd love to hear those.
Me too.
I will teach the team a class covering all the necessary topics regarding U.S. history and multicultural education, and added, you may rest assured this will never happen again.
Wait, who's teaching it? The same teacher that did the blackface?
Yeah.
Because did she just teach herself something?
I'd explain it to you, but you need to take the backstory, which we taught in our kindergarten class. But apparently blackface is throwing you guys, so we don't have to do that. But can I teach you about my multicultural stuff? I am going to do that. I'm sorry, but that is why I'm here. But the blackface, sure. If you guys are weird about it.
You know, it's bad when the 2-year-olds turn 20, they're going to apply for something. They're going to be like, were you in blackface in 2023? Right. And they were like, I was 2. And then, well, who did this? If not you, it's your face.
Let's see. The teacher who did this didn't face any real repercussions, says the parents.
What are you
Oh my God.
I'd make her be in blackface for a month around town.
I would make her explain it on a YouTube video.
Yes, explain it and explain her follow-up plans.
Yeah,
explain what you initially met.
Yes, explain what you initially met. Explain what you learned, and explain what you taught the kids from this experience. And then you're off. You're off the hook. No problem. You have your job. Everything.
You know, and obviously, you know, it's not the most severe issue here, but like, explain why it's best to use a water-based face paint. Of course, the oil-based face paints, it can lead to acne. It clogs the pores. Water-based.
The real issues.
If you're going to paint someone's face, make sure it's not to make them look like they are another race, and to use a nice water-based paint.
Be a professional.
2 huge lessons here.
But now, what if you want to be a light-skinned actor? Can you do a little blackface? Like, do they have follow-up questions for this teacher? And parents are saying, we don't want her necessarily fired. We just want to give some discipline. I want you fired. I don't know if my 2-year-old is pissing in a litter box for a lesson.
Yeah.
You're fired. You're fired from lying. I say death penalty. People think I'm joking. I'll keep saying this in this tone, and I could say anything. What a life being a comedian. But I wouldn't miss you on this earth. No one would. Hey, surprise, surprise. It's 20 years later. Guess who cured cancer? The blackface teacher. No, nothing's going to go anywhere good. The end. Goodbye.
No one wants to argue. I don't know how to argue that other than I don't want to be the one to kill it.
You were using the voice. What can I say? I was hypnotized by the voice. Yeah, you're absolutely right.
Disagree.
You can say
what does he really think? I want her not alive necessarily, but I'm not paying you $9 million.
Anna says, haha, she's forced to get a divorce too.
You hope so. I hope so. Amen. Here's a study done in University College London. So you're using both the words university and college. So this has to be cream of the crop. So the University College London School had psychologists, and they did a study to see, is it true that men with smaller than average penises are more likely to want a high-performance sports car? And they say it is, in fact, true. They deceive guys.
Guys, wanted to bring up apropos of nothing that I drive a Prius. Anyway,
a Prius. Look at you, Jordan.
A proud Prius owner.
I use the city bike that doesn't have pedal assist.
Dang.
Yeah.
This is basically us measuring at this point.
Right.
Who has the more embarrassing mode of transportation? Obviously has the bigger cock.
I can't even believe that we're still studying men. You guys keep saying you're thinking about nothing, and we keep trying to study you.
You guys were like, what about plan B, but it's more based on... Okay, guys, hey, how about our penises? Do we really buy cars based on our penises? Let's look into that.
There seem to be a lot of penis studies too. I feel like, and I think obviously they like go viral, you know, but like, I feel like this is the third penis study I've heard about this month. Wasn't there something about how like penises are getting bigger, but men are getting less potent? Anyway, there seems to be a lot of like grant money in penis research.
You know what this is? This is psychiatrists going, what are you thinking about? And men keep saying penises, so we just have to keep
Right.
doing studies.
Yeah.
The psychologist deceived guys ages 18 to 74 into believing they didn't measure up to other men, then asked them to rate their desire for luxury items such as flashy automobiles. During the study
wow,
of
what a study. Whoa.
That seems
During
pretty
this-
one-to-one. It seemed like you would be able to figure out what they were doing in the study, you know?
During the study of 200 men, one group of participants were told the average penis size worldwide is 7 inches, while the other group is told it's 4 inches, when the real answer is 5.5 inches. Researchers found that guys who believed their manhood wasn't that great were into the fancy fast cars.
Well, keep calling it manhood and see where it gets you.
I bet you could easily make these guys okay,
Hey,
right?
you want to take a look at this?
I wonder if it's against the law that they leave thinking they have a 4-inch penis. Or 4 inches is whatever the fuck.
Yeah, they have to tell them the truth on the way out.
They got to calm them down and put them back into society.
Yeah, yeah.
But they can only do that. You know, they can only do it by saying, no, your dick is actually huge. You can't even say it's average.
Right.
Like, I just want you to know, we really fucked with your head so much that you didn't know that it's porn star size.
Yeah, we didn't even want to share with the others what size your penis is. They would just buy 5 cars after they leave here, and we don't want to do that.
I've always wondered if I measured up to other people, and you're telling me, no, that's the power of suggestion. I can make you think that all your life you thought you had a small dick. No, you're free to go. You're free to go.
The part of this that was interesting to me was the little. The part of this that was interesting to me was the note of it was cars and other luxury items. So like,
yes,
obviously we all know the stereotype, like the dude with the sports car has a small dick, but apparently you can apply it to like nice luggage and cast iron pans. Like I'm curious what these other luxury items are.
I like
They're
the pan's a
women.
luxury item for you. That's interesting.
Don't you-
I think they mean
don't you
yachts and
feel like-
stuff.
Don't you feel like
An honest to good cast iron.
right? I feel like that's the thing.
Those
of,
things
like,
are
the person
$20
who has too much. No, but like it's hard there. Listen, I don't know
but
how
with
good you're
Teflon
doing.
also.
I don't know how good your podcast is doing, but I can't afford a cast iron pan.
We
I
will
gotta
send
gas
you a
in this
cast
Prius.
iron. Oh my goodness. You know
I
what?
always associate that with like someone who spends too much money on their kitchen shit. It's like they're talking about their cast iron pan. Anyway,
Jordan, I used to feel the same way. I'm like, cast iron, that's for the rich. One time I was in, I don't know, Walmart, Kmart, one of those, and I looked at the cast iron things and I was like, don't even look. You can't even look. I swear to God, the most expensive one was $20. They are nothing. What makes them more expensive is that people use them over the years and they season them and make things better. And they're like,
Right.
you know, so your grandma's cast iron is worth more because she increased the value of it by using it. But you can just get one.
Oh,
Poof.
here other luxury items
No, this
include
is huge for me. This is amazing.
other luxury items include foaming soap and a good toothbrush. Huh. Okay, that makes sense, I guess.
I didn't even.
Oh,
I
you
didn't
could
even
afford the
touch it.
you could afford the foaming soap, Rockefeller.
Okay, and here's another tip. Foaming soap. First of all, foaming soap, 100% the best. The best. Buy regular soap. Mix at least half with water, mostly water, and shake it up. Foaming soap. You just have to get the foaming soap original.
You're acting like my penis is a mile long. Okay, just buy the regular fucking soap.
No,
Here's
don't.
the
Regular
problem I
soap is
have with-
annoying.
Yeah, I'm
the
doing
problem I have with
chemistry
foaming
now.
soap.
What's the problem?
I put it on my hands and then I wash it off immediately because it feels like I've already lathered. My brain, when the soap hits the hand, my brain
never
says
know when
you've
you're
already
done.
lathered. Yeah, I feel like with regular soap, once the lather is there, then I know to rinse it off. But the foaming soap, I don't know. I feel like I'm just rinsing it off immediately. I'm not getting a good clean. Obviously,
for
this is my
everybody.
fault partially, but I'm just saying
How do you-
psychologically it fucks with me.
Do you share it on dates?
Yeah, we each
find
have
out the hard way. Okay.
we each have a little bite of foaming soap.
Listen though, when I first experienced foaming soap, I was in a restaurant and I was like, what is this next level shit? And I was like, oh my God. And then I found out it actually uses less soap. I was like, oh, the rich have it so good. This is crazy.
By the way, Anna brings up a point. They probably just told men there's a penis study. It's like, okay, I'll show up, study it. Women don't want to be poked around like that. But yeah, okay. You're not studying my penis. No, it's pictures of cars. Oh, what? How you gonna put my...
Why don't we just look at it, right? Can I at least whip it out while I'm pointing
How
at
do you
the pictures of
know
the cars I
what
want most?
You could see through the pants, or how do... Oh, wells. Oh, wells.
Can I play with my balls while I'm pointing at cast iron pans?
Should I jerk it off, or do you just look me in the eyes while you're telling me what cars are? Aliyah Rosa, 37 years old. She's an ex-Russian spy, and she's going to tell you how to charm members of the opposite sex. She's talking about men here. She says she's the master manipulator, and she'll tell you how to get any man you want.
Huh.
The real-life Red Sparrow, who was forced to flee Russia after falling for a drug dealer, not following the rules, spent years being trained in the KGB-style art of seduction, persuasion, and neuro-linguistic programming. She said, I was taught how to seduce any man fast and easy, including dangerous criminals. She is a woman empowerment activist and coach with 1.2 million followers on Instagram, so she's not scared about Russia coming after her after she escaped.
Yeah.
All right,
I assume that she is pop culture-y ugly. Like she is just yucky, yuck, 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 yuck. It's but she's just so good at seducing men, like spy level good, that you can't even see. Okay, goodbye.
There's her picture.
Okay.
Okay. Number one, be hot as fuck. Whether your looks are generational or you come from new body, it is most important to be hot as fuck. Okay. There's a lesson, ladies.
How many U's are in fuck there?
4. Hot as fuck.
Okay. Fuck. Is it fuck or is it fuck?
I think it's more. You probably just think it. Like there's probably not even an answer to that. Yeah.
It's either all the U's or none of the letters. Hot AF.
First of all, if you want to seduce anyone, you should start with yourself. I've always said that. If you want to seduce me, start touching yourself.
Sure.
Here's Ryan V going through one of the secrets. Here's the dialogue. KGB spy. You look strong. Every man, take my secrets.
Yeah. Just give us a look. And by that I mean walk past us.
My initial thought is that is she lying about being in the KGB to like sell books? Because if you were, Keith, I think you had this instinct of like your enemies will come kill you, right? Like the people who you wronged will come at you for revenge if you're posting about.
You see what's going on in the Ukraine?
The LA Times Festival of Books.
You see what's going on in the Ukraine? Okay, no one's scared of these Russians anymore. They played themselves. She doesn't give a fuck.
Okay, all right.
Shit. She'll ask Americans for weapons and stuff. I wouldn't worry. Rosa urged women not to focus too much on their external appearance, and not to
because the man will do that for you,
right? And not to seem too available to the men that they're hoping to attract. To find more examples of dressing down, check out her OnlyFans. Men don't care about looks, she says. Oh, okay. By the way, all these pictures that I'm holding up, they're not really about her personality, because the personality is like another picture. You like me because I'm a bitch,
I guess.
But she's saying it's a personality that matters. Okay.
Imagine Keith as the director for a modeling shoot. And he's like, no, sigh a little more, like this.
Right, you're disgusted to be here, people. Everybody's uglier than you, and perfect.
Look at your phone while I'm talking to you. Yes, yeah. Don't really pay attention to me. Text and nod while I'm talking to you.
Right. Act like you just woke up and perfect. All right.
You have diarrhea. Go.
Men don't care about looks as much as they care about your personality, charisma, and sexuality. Don't get plastic surgery unless you're doing it for yourself. Use your personality to flirt and charm the men you like. My personality is nipples out. Okay.
None of this seems particularly KGB-y to me. I'll just say this all seems like just kind of good general dating advice.
Hide in plain sight.
Oh, yeah. You're right. You're right.
Play to evolution. Men are hunters. Don't be too available. That's it. That's everybody's different though, so you got to figure out what that means on your own.
I don't know. I love availability. I love it when someone's
very important.
With. That to me is a turn on. If someone meets you when they say they're going to, that's hot.
Yeah. People go, well, what do you like about her? And I go, she likes me.
If I ask you if you want to hang out, and you say yes, send some avails. Send some potential avails. Don't make me go, well, when, here, just send some avails and maybe anyway.
Now, what does she mean by this? Don't waste time on men who will never change. Study your target and have him jump through some hoops. Test him. If he fails, don't expect that he will change in a year. It's better to appreciate your time and energy and move on than wait around for a bad target. How do you test someone? It's like, buy me a yacht. Oh, I crashed it. Oh, you're mad? I'm glad that was a test.
That was a test.
I didn't crash it.
Failed.
But now you failed because you were mad that I crashed it. What could it be? Oh, well. The beauty...
Say test him by saying stupid shit, and then if he goes, that's really interesting, then you go, I got you. What was really interesting about that?
Right. You don't
about
say
seasoning my cast iron pan. No one's interested in that.
If you know that you're not interesting,
seasoning a cast iron pan.
If you know you're not interesting, use it.
Yeah.
See if they lie about being interesting. The beauty advised women.
Ted Lasso. Really? Ted Lasso? Oh my God. Tell me more about this Ted Lasso.
Choose your target as you would interests and hobbies. If you like sport lovers, go to sports games, she says. Huh. If you like spiritual men, go to a meditation center. If you like business-oriented men, live. Having mutual interest unites people and you can build a solid foundation, but it also means more targets to play with in a smaller space.
But if you're
the interviewer did not know what that means and just said, thank you for your time.
Yeah, if you're targeting people, aren't you going for their interests? This is just regular advice. This isn't.
Yeah. It's like,
I didn't really have much to say.
Take it from me, a KGB agent. If you want to greet someone, try the word hello. It's like, well, yeah. Anyway. How much was this woman's book deal? Jesus Christ.
Right. Here's an interesting story. A lawyer died after his gun was discharged by an MRI machine. The MRI machine's magnetic field set off the gun.
How did he even have the gun
had the gun on him?
Yeah. This
Where,
moron,
in his butt?
He took his mom to get scanned. Unbeknownst to hospital staff, the attorney had a registered firearm in his possession. He was reportedly already asked multiple times, do you have all metal objects removed? He said, yeah, but he kept the gun in there, and then the gun went off. Disaster struck after the machine yanked the weapon from his waistband, causing it to go off and strike him in the stomach.
Oh, at least it only striked him.
Yeah.
He hung on for weeks, eventually died.
Oh, I'm sorry. Holy shit. Wait, but you know what? This is very, very strange. I've had a bunch of MRIs done. They don't they hardly let you in the room. You're like already half naked. And they're like, are you sure? Are you sure you don't have metal? And again, you're half naked. I don't know where you would put a gun. Why is someone's...
Do you know that I wasn't asked and I totally forgot? I was in an MRI machine or both CAT scan machine with not a gun, but with everything in my pockets. He didn't say anything and I didn't think about it.
Where the fuck who does that? The MRI procedure is so you don't get to go into the room until you go into a dressing room.
This place didn't mind.
I think you have a lawsuit. That's great. That's crazy.
This is why there are no MRI machines in Texas. They would just be setting off everybody's hidden gun.
2 emojis are permanently on my dick. Like somehow from the phone. I don't know. It was in my pocket at the time. And then you hear bzz, 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 and then
burned a gif into me.
This lawyer is a big pro-gun person, and he has over 8,000 followers on TikTok, and he always posts pro-gun content.
Well, this might be his first anti-gun, and it killed him.
I hope the family adds that as the last TikTok story.
What? His pro-gun?
That what happened to him.
Oh, yeah.
I think everybody needs to know, right? Jordan, here's what you want to do. Well, you don't have to, Jordan. Other people. They want to check out your works. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
You know what the fuck I'm talking about. Okay?
I do.
I'm talking about the podcast. Jordan
Yes.
Jesse Go. Okay?
Yes.
I'm talking about
There's
the
a
new
chat
comics anthology that you're part of. I'm talking about that as well. You know what the fuck I'm
Thank
talking
you.
about, Jordan?
I do. I know exactly what you're talking about. I've been involved in all of these things, and I know about them intimately. Jordan Jesse Go. It's a podcast.
Yeah. And I'm looking at like Archie comics, but with a horror feel to it. What the fuck am I talking about?
I'll tell you. I'll tell you more about it. Archie comics. You know the gang: Archie, Jughead, Betty, and Veronica. Well, there are a line of horror comics that put the Archie gang into some spooky and frankly fucked up scenarios.
Oh boy!
I wrote a story for the upcoming anthology, Pop's Chocolate Shop of Horrors. 3 spooky tales set in the famous diner from Riverdale. It comes out March 22nd, but you got to call that comic book store and pre-order it. Otherwise, it might sell out. They might not order them. So you just got to call that local comic book store. I bet your audience has a few people who have like pull lists in it. So yeah, it's called Pop's Chocolate Shop of Horrors. It was a ton of fun to do, and it comes out March 22nd. Please order it, okay?
And listen, if you're doing these calls, if you are into the comic books and all of that stuff, post it on our Reddit so people can compare, and maybe you're around the same shop as somebody else. I feel like this is a great way to connect with other listeners.
There you go.
Love this.
Right?
Get yourself a nice comic, make a new friend.
Jordan, thank you so much for your time. Good seeing you again. I think
yeah, you too. This was a blast. Always.
I think
fun.
we helped get to the bottom of things. Honestly, everybody except Richard Belzer.
Guys, we fixed it.
None we can do there, but that's God's plan for you. Okay. All right. We'll talk to you soon. Thanks. Don't forget, KeithAndTheGirl.com. There's stuff there. Come to anything else they should know?
KATG week tickets are available. KeithAndTheGirl.com/tickets. 4 events, all of them available now. Get it now.
Jordan, any jokes out there that you've retired already? I got to start writing stand-up.
Oh, yeah, I got some Monica Lewinsky stuff. I'll send your way.
Okay. I can change it to probably a Kardashian or something. All right, thanks a lot.
That's an easy sub out.
All right, we'll talk to you soon, everybody.